All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between Starbuck and Inspired here on Tenderness Valley. And as you guys can see by the name, it is in fact an all the random. Starbuck spawning as the random night elf at the 12 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Inspired all the way on the other side of the map here on the southern side as the yellow human. Human versus Night Elf, should be a fairly interesting match, but as always, trying to know what is going to be happening at the 2 minute mark and what heroes and what styles of play there will be. Um, I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to wonder what all the random games are going to look like and whether or not there's going to be certain custom maps built for all the random. One of the things that we've found out early on is that harassment in the all the random meta is nearly impossible since you don't know what hero you're going to go for. For example, if you get say Dark Ranger first as as your first hero, but you didn't get any, or you tried to harass with that hero, you're just not going to get very far. The Dark Ranger is primarily one of those early creeping heroes. You want to be able to clear out some green creep camps, so on and so forth. Another thing with all the random is because you are so far from your opponent, and both sides, well, have gotten a random race, then you have the question, well, I actually do need to scout out not only my opponent's location, but their race. So I'm wondering if Tenderness Valley here was picked up as all the random because it is a long walk across the map. And, well, there's a lot of green and orange creep camps allowing for earlier play, getting to level 5 faster. We've seen how powerful getting a level 6 Alchemist, level 6 Dark Ranger can be. Those are all just part of the play, just trying to figure out what to go for. And yeah, Blood Mage, a prime example of, well, if you didn't go for early militia, or you weren't gonna try and get some early damage, that would be a problem. All right, that Murloc Flesh Eater, I don't know if he got the full front of that Flame Strike. A little bit hard to aim at times, as we're looking at the militia purposely pulling back there, repositioning themselves. This will all get cleaned up nicely, and a Ring of Superiority for that Blood Mage. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch having a pretty easy time. Well, Ancient of War. All right, so it feels like, based on the timing, 2 archers are already out, which means that, and they've been out for quite some time. I think there was a little bit of a delay in the Altar of Elders for Starbuck to be able to get additional archers out, and then perhaps once it gets up to 3 archers, gonna go ahead and try and uproot and head off to this mercenary camp. Now, we do know mercenary camps are incredibly powerful on this map. We can also see a Claws of Attack +5 on that Naga Sea Witch, dealing a little bit more damage. And the question is going to come down to, well, who's going to get attacked? Forest Troll High Priest, most likely, since it is the guy that's getting healed. In comes a couple of Wisps. What are they going to be going after? Oh, Sasquatch first. You can see that the Ancient of War is trying to go after that Forest Troll, and now it's taken down. We do have level 2 on the Naga Sea Witch. There's a detonation removing that armor, and now there's some more repairs going on. As, well, here, Tenderness Valley, both sides are able to stay in their respective corner of the map and still do a lot of creeping pretty much in peace. Blood Mage does get +6 damage right there. We're looking at a Forest Troll Berserker, Sasquatch, and yeah, developing a specific meta for a specific type of map, and because it is all, and then building maps around this particular style of play could become something we see in the future if map holders try and do exactly that. We can see that there is a Murloc Tidecaller that is going to give, well, the option for some healing, and the Blood Mage with that Siphon mana should be able to give that mana back to that Tidecaller if things do go sideways. Militia clearing out the Forest Troll Berserker pretty quickly. Meanwhile, the Footman taking down the Rock Golem. Totem of Intelligence dropped. We are looking at an Ice Troll Trapper. Anytime that you see a Trapper in the name, I wonder if there is an ensnare. Well, with the introduction of all of these mercenaries, there are literally hundreds of units to try and remember, and all of their toolkits. If you and toolkits and abilities, if you want to talk about each of those particular characters and units. Now, Off to the north, tech to tier 2 by Starbuck. Expansion by Inspired. Important to note, oh, in comes a polar bear as well. That is, I believe, going to be the same as Misha. 475 hit point, level 4 bear, polar bear. Starbuck tried to grab it, but it is just instead going to get stuck behind here. Wisp quickly gets taken down. There's a Fork Lightning. Couple of peasants going to be cleaned up here, and the Mammoth now making its way over. What's going on? Going to come back around. Peasant going to try to jump inside the gold mine. Blood Mage now making its way back over. Low hit point Footman, and there's going to be a quick siphon mana. Couple of archers try to get taken out. Footmen do have defend, and the Murok Tidecaller gets sniped down. Level 3 Naga Sea Witch finding that target easily, as we see a flame strike go off there. There goes one Huntress. Huntress tried to make a left turn to dodge the flame strike, ended up spending a little bit too much time in it still, as we are looking at the Blood Mage using a healing Scroll of Regeneration and others. All right, coming back across here. All right, there's some more Siphon mana. Peasants, or the Huntress, trying to go after all of those targets. There goes the Ensnare. There's level 4 now on the Blood Mage. Are we going to see the Huntress Shadow Meld? We are. Is that Ensnare going to last long enough? It is not. Ice Troll Trapper going to get taken down. There's a Flame Strike. Units trying to retreat back again. And, well, Flame Strike, much easier to dodge as the Blood Mage changed positions. And now we're looking at Inspired getting up an additional unit here. All right, we do see the Nerubian Spider Lord doesn't have mana. It doesn't look like it has any auras either. So just perhaps a beefy, tanky unit trying to go after all these Huntresses down here. All right, the Blood Mage and the Naga Sea Witch going toe-to-toe, battle to face-to-face with each other here. Blood Mage ultimate level 6. Phoenix compared to Tornado. Yes, the Naga Sea Witch well, summons up a tornado, not Water Spout, not Typhoon, Tornado. You know what? It'd be funny if Blizzard comes back and like, we've changed the name of the ultimate ability of the Naga Sea Witch from one to the other. I'm like, well, as much as I harp on them on that, that's not really what I, yeah, that's not, it's more of a joke. All right, coming back through, Blood Mage going after this Naga Sea Witch here. Is the Blood Mage faster than the Naga Sea Witch? That is the question. Blood Mage still trying to catch up here. It looks as though, oh, did the Blood Mage get stalled just a little bit? And the Blood Mage and the Naga Sea Witch down to 43 hit points. This is a large map, remember. A very large map indeed. And the Blood Mage is trying to get the final shot off. Oh, the Blood Mage looked like it was about to get the auto attack. And the Naga Sea Witch finds some Moonwell drink. All right, we are about to hit daybreak. Not a second Naga Sea Witch. All right, so if you like Naga Sea Witches, then you'll love 2 Naga Sea Witches here as the Blood Mage now having the deal. All right, you would not normally think having a dual Naga Sea Witch is a good thing, but if you are a micro skilled enough with a Naga Sea Witch, you can actually stagger those cold arrows. The cold arrows do not last that long on an enemy hero, right? So if you're able to stagger the cold arrows, you're able to, well, slow down those fleeing units and those heroes, preventing them from escaping. I wonder if my overlay is gonna glitch out. No, it's not gonna. It looks like it's not gonna glitch out, but I'll have to click on, click on the Naga Sea Witches to let you know which items are placed down here. Starbuck does have a Tree of Life now set up over here on the top right-hand side of the map. We're still seeing that more damage, more engaging up that Null Assassin, spreading that poison damage across multiple targets, and getting that Blood Mage there. Now, Inspired, still sitting at tier 1 after all this time, so no chance at tier 2, not going to be able to get up a second hero at all. Blood Mage just trying to clear out creep camp after creep camp and get to level 5 quickly. Once it's at level 5, the question will be raised, is he going to tech to tier 2, get a second hero? Is he going to try and put pressure onto the bases to prevent the second Naga Sea Witch from gaining levels? That once you get your primary hero to level 5, well, you cannot gain any more experience creeping, and we know that hero levels are in fact a form of well, an advantage. Units heading off to the north here. All right, army heading down to the south, level 4, level 2. And here we are in that engagement. Guard towers quickly trying to poke down those dryads, but double fork lightning striking twice in the same place here at the expansion of Inspired, as all of those peasants quickly, well, dismantled, unable to cause any more repairs. There's another fork lightning there, and, well, mana could potentially be the issue. All of those peasants are already down. Meanwhile, Goblin Zeppelin says, I too can run amok inside your base. Ancient of Wonders perhaps going to get taken out. No, not going to get taken out. They're going to drop out of that situation there as the army of Starbuck quickly scrolls of town portals inside to get in a position. All right. Expansion by Inspired needs a bit more towers. Tech to tier 2 has still not been started, and Starbuck may just be able to deal more damage because of this second level 2 Naga Sea Witch. Remember, the second Naga Sea Witch. Oh, Flame Strike, Peasants or Wisp trying to repair right there. And it is in fact a level 5 Blood Mage. So the Blood Mage can pop out here, attack, Flame Strike, preventing any easy repairs, and that's going to be a problem. Are we going to see the damage if they try to pop on out? Fork Lightning coming back across here, a lot of damage, and now Cyclone picking things up. Are we going to get to see another Flame Strike? There's another, Naga Sea Witch picked up Blood Mage, may try to drop it down, get another Flame Strike across all of those units, and Wisp, all the Wisp taken down, including the Gold Mine. The Blood Mage dance to take down the Entangled Gold Mine also got all of those Wisps. Starbuck still mining off of one base here. Meanwhile, massive repairs underway at the Scout Tower. Masonry upgrade done there. And we're looking at a little bit of glaive bounce damage happening. All right, one Scout Tower about to get taken down. In comes some, natural repairs. That glaive bounce, trying to keep these, keep this building alive and well. Guard towers, one is now up. Are we going to see a second one get up as well? That is going to be the key question, as the units are still trying to retreat back. All right, it looks like though Inspired so walking back a unit here. There's some more repairs. That glaive going to finish off one peasant. We can see Inspired now bringing over a level 6 Wraith here. I do not know what that level 6 Wraith has for abilities. Does have mana, as we see another drop in from the back. Entangled Goldmine suffering quite a bit of damage, already down to 160 hit points. Wow, Blood Mage, is it gonna... from behind in the waters right there, out of line of sight. Entangled Goldmine now suffering down to 100 damage. This Blood Mage, however, so low on hit points, he's not going to be able to do much of anything. Scout Towers. All right, we are now teching the tier 2 after all this time. A lot of peasants have been moved over. Goblin Shredder, clearing up the forest here. 34 supply compared to 46. What is Inspired to do? Inspired playing an inspired game right now, but he needs to hire up units. He needs to make something happen. We see towers trying to act as the deterrent here. All right, Wraith has decent range, wants to finish off some of those units once more. There's a Fell Ravager. I believe the Fell Ravager has Mana Burn as one of its abilities. And what is the Wraith gonna do here? Level 5 Naga Sea Witch, level 3 Fork Lightning, most likely. Yeah, level 3 Fork Lightning, as the Dryads quickly getting poked apart. All right, more repairs, more damage, poking apart every single way. We're looking at some more damage. There's some more Fork Lightning again. Lightning strikes twice here on Tenderness Valley, as the dual Naga Sea Witches just constantly haunting Inspired and his dreams right now. All right, Blood Mage, Scroll of Regeneration, Clarity Potion. Gonna try and hide to live and fight another day. A Goblin Shredder clearing out many of the trees. More peasants trying to make their way over to the expansion here. Try to get full saturation on that gold mine and win this game, economically speaking. Meanwhile, Inspired, I don't know how that Dire Frostwolf, what it was doing on the map, the walking distances between these two bases is enormous. There's a Fork Lightning there. Wraith being forced to retreat all the way back. There's a little bit more damage, and now the Wraith has no way of easily healing. It is an undead unit. All right, guard towers. Are they going to poke apart at the Dryad? There goes one. Dryad gets taken down again. Arcane Tower, and now they're just going to fight each other. All right, so the Wraith down to 125 hit points. The Wraith does not want to feed experience. Does feed. Naga Sea Witch now nearing 5.5, so winning out on the hero level as we see Druid of the Claw with Rejuvenation for some more heals. All right. All right, the Dire Frostwolf not able to catch up. The Fell Beast not able to catch up this Nerubian Spider Lord, actually having fast movement speed to get across the map. This Blood Mage trying to get away as well. And it feels like Starbuck is going to, well, continue to inch out ahead constantly. All right, Blood Mage, Boots of Speed. Buys an invisibility potion, quickly uses it. Starbuck's second Naga Sea Witch perhaps going to try and get to level 4. There's a quick reveal right there. Druid of the Claw only at adept training, and now training up more, Druids of the Claw. We should be getting some more rejuvenations here in just a bit. There's level 4 on this Naga Sea Witch, as the Naga Sea Witch is purposely staying close together just in case that, well, Blood Mage does decide to show up. Blood Mage never saw a gold mine. He did not want to, flame strike, apparently. Starbucks gold mine could be running into a little bit of trouble. Gold, get this, Inspired's gold mine on the southern side actually has less gold than the one off on the north. Is that a Scroll of Town Portal? There it is, right there. So tactically moving around the map, since the map is this large. All right, gonna go ahead and hide itself in the back right here. Is it going to try and flame strike, get some damage, but then the Wisp will just pop on back out, get in some more repairs, so on and so forth. There's the flame strike, and here's that damage. It's going to go ahead and teleport out of this tight spot. Only one Dire Frostwolf was able to get into that position. So an annoying play, but working out fairly well, as Druids of the Claw should be able to get some more rejuvenations off on the Fell Beast, the Fell Ravagers, and that Dire Frostwolf to the south. Inspired has been trying to bank up gold, but he has not been able to do it. He's been forced to build up a bunch of guard towers to constantly hold back, and now it looks like Inspired gonna go into siege engines to try and stop Starbuck. If one strategy doesn't work, just pivot to an annoying strategy, but that normally only works against or in standard games because those siege engines are so difficult to take down. With Fell Ravagers and that have chaos damage, they do full damage to those siege engines. Add in a bit of roar damage and all of that, and suddenly siege engines, which are difficult to take down, are fairly easy. All right, okay. Workshop taking a little bit of damage there. Naga Sea Witch with plus 26 damage, adding in an Orb of Venom as well here as they're going after some of these buildings. There's a big Fork Lightning taking down more of those peasants, and we're looking at the siege engine getting stalled before it even really gets going. All right, Blood Mage. Trying to run away from the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch getting those cold arrows down. This is where I was talking about earlier. If you were able to get 2 Blood Mages, you could stagger their attacks so that cold is constantly applied and they have no way out. All right, there goes another Fork Lightning. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation on that Fell Ravager? We are. And now repairs on that Blacksmith. All right, Blacksmith. This Druid of the Claw could get taken down to 54, down to 14. Oh, final arrow in the back, but we have taken down that last that Blacksmith. Back off to the north here. Goblin Sappers taking down the Trio of Life there. Expansion is now gone, but we do have Starbuck with Tornado now. So Tornado on the battlefield taking down all of these buildings, and with all of these buildings gone, well, are we going to go back just into single play again? All right, trying to take things out here. Naga Sea Witch falls at level 4. Where was that happening? Goblin Shredders Oh wow, these moon wells nearly destroyed as well. So base after base is getting destroyed, trying to figure out how all of this is going to go. Rebuilding that Tree of Life. Blood Mage, however, is not at level 6 yet. All right, Blood Mage still not at level 6. Are we going to see the Blood Mage trying to make its way over? Are we going to see a Flame Strike? Oh, we are, but the Druid of the Claw able to get enough distance away, and now going to finish off the remainder of those buildings. Blood Mage could be in a bit of trouble. Naga Sea Witch would win the auto attack war here, and we're now looking at perhaps the Tornado waiting to come back online again. All right, there's one Hippogriff just keeping track, keeping sight. Orb of Slow. Which one? There's another Fork Lightning. Naga Sea Witch trying to retreat back out. Back off to the north there. Goblin Shredder of Starbuck going up against the Spiderling. It looks like the Spiderling took down 2 of the Moonwells. So using perhaps the Mercenary camp to hire up just enough units to cause problems again, as the guard tower is going to continue to poke forth once more. All right. Inspired Druid of the Claw? What did I miss?
A player's forces are under attack.
I missed something. I apologize. Maybe that Wraith has a form of possession? Let me know what I missed in the comments below. Alright, Starbuck, Fell Ravager, Blood Mage going after the Hippogriff. Hippogriff trying to give chase here. Well, Blood Mage just going to continue to run away. I don't know. Oh, the Goblin Shipyards work on this battlefield as well. So the Goblin Shipyards, those ships actually move fairly fast. Are we going to see them aggro the creeps? Oh! Oh! If the Entangle went on to the Blood Mage, that would have been absolutely hilarious, as the Staff of Teleportation would have then been, well, stopped. All right, back off to the top right. Starbuck does have the Tree of Life set up ready to go again. Flying Machine, well, up in the air. Main bases nearly done mining, 400, 900 gold. Meanwhile, Expansion's trying to get set up once more. Blood Mage about to make its way back over there. Perhaps perhaps try and take down a couple of Wisps or do something. All it needs is level 6. There's a Flame Strike, and you can see the Wisp are just trying to get away, and they're going to be able to do exactly that. Drink some Moonwell juice. There's a Fork Lightning. Blood Mage trying to hide in the very far back, and, well, just forced to run and do a quick Scroll of Town portal again. All right, going back into that gold mine, collecting that gold. Ancient Protector being constructed right as the town hall here is nearly halfway completed, as it's being sped built. It looks like Starbuck just has too much of an army size advantage. 70 supply compared to 22. The Blood Mage, well, having had a difficult time dealing with the multiple heroes, right? One Naga Sea Witch was able to keep them busy, while the other was able to take down and clear out that bottom right side here. Naga Sea Witch should perhaps be trying to chase after all of these peasants as well, trying to get more of that experience. Meanwhile, we can see a little, well, there's that Orb of Slowness that we were talking about right there. Staff of Preservation for the save again, and we're looking at more damage, more Scroll of Town portal. But this rinse and repeat is just not going to work, as Inspired leaves the game. So a good game between Inspired and Starbuck here and Tenderness Valley. Well, but Lightning strikes twice multiple times, as Inspired's Fork Lightning easily cleaning up a lot of the peasants and removing Inspired's economic advantage early on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.